Man, your life is looking perilous, Virgo, because first of all, we've got Pluto on the board, which is intensity. It's also kind of like an overlord, an overlording kind of energy, an oppressive energy. You guys are just trying to keep your cool. That's you, Temperance card, with Pluto, some sort of overlord hanging over you. Now, what I saw when I felt the energy behind your cards was a shrimp, a little shrimp, and then I saw like a wave, like a sandy wave, and a big nasty looking crab. So you guys are the shrimp. You guys are the shrimp, and there's dangers all around you. And these are, of course, metaphorical dangers. You know, you don't have giant crabs chasing you, but there's metaphorical dangers in your life. You know, there's people or oppressive circumstances, oppressive people out to get you or looking for something to get you on. Maybe you have a boss that's like up your ass. Maybe someone is just looking to catch you doing something, or there's just danger for some reason in your life. We're gonna have to pull more cards to find out more information. So let's go ahead and pull from the the tarot first here, right from the top. All right, so we have the Six of Swords, the Nine of Wands, and the Ten of Wands. Okay, so this is you maintain, like, this is you kind of like taking the bucket and emptying out the water as the ship is sinking, right? The ship is sinking, there's a hole in it, metaphorical hole, and you're sitting there emptying the bucket after bucket after bucket. Now, this kind of ties in with the oppressive circumstance because you're just trying to keep the ship afloat. Like, if this is somebody at your job who, you know, sucks, you're just trying to, like I said, you're just trying to keep your head down, do what you got to do, temperance, not rock the boat, and just get your work done. There is a lot of work to get done. 10 of Wands, and you can do it. 9 of Wands. You kind of are the person, you feel like you can handle it, basically. You feel like despite the fact that there's all these dangers and oppressive influences, there's a giant crab, metaphorical crab out to get you, you feel like you can handle it, or you're going to try anyway, despite the fact that it's rough waters. 6 of Swords. Potentially, like I said, your boat, the boat's kind of low in the water even in the picture. Your boat's like sinking a little bit. Okay. Let's pull oracle cards, see if we can find out any more information about this. On the bottom, holy shit, on the bottom we have the Tower. On the bottom, we got to pull more cards from the bottom. Because on the bottom we have the Tower. Underneath that we have the Devil. But then underneath that we have the Wheel of Fortune. So, maybe there is a crab out to get you. Maybe there is a looming circumstance. Maybe there is a looming wave that's about to hit you. And there's nothing you can do about it, really. And here's why. Because once you get hit with the wave, and you can't help getting hit with the wave, the crab is coming. You can't help it. It's unavoidable. That's the Tower with the Devil. And the reason it's unavoidable, or the reason you don't want to avoid it anyway, is because the Wheel of Fortune, it's in your best interest in the long term. So if you are going to get fired because somebody's looking to catch you on you're doing something wrong, well then you'll find a better job because that job sucks, because honestly, who wants to have that situation anyway? Being underneath this oppressive influence isn't great anyway, and this is kind of your way out. Your way actually out is to have everything fall apart. That's actually what is showing up, is your way out is things falling apart. Virgo. So, let's pull more cards. I still need to pull more cards. This, yeah, that just took a turn. So let's see what we get out of the oracle cards. And we're going to do advice. So before advice, so we get any more information. What else is going on with Virgo? Or tell me more about this circumstance. That was fast. The cat. This is you guys just being careful. You're very careful, cautious. You're not trying to rock the boat. It's part of the Temperance card from before. Because you're just trying to maintain. You're trying to maintain. Because maybe you don't want to have to look for a job. Maybe you're worried about, obviously all of the turmoil that comes with losing your job. This doesn't have to be about your job. That's just like the best example I could think of. Let's see what else we got. The 0 with the sword. Hold on. Yeah, I mean, it's literally exactly what I said. The bread reversed is not having enough, like, bread to live, like food on the table. That's the bread reversed, is running out of food. And that unknown, having that, like, as an unknown. Like, am I going to be able to put food on the table? That's these two cards together. That's literally the question these two cards pose. Am I going to be able to put food on the table, Pisces, with the bread reversed? And that's literally the only reason you have not cut and run. That's the only reason you have not cut and run thus far, and the only reason why you're careful. It's because, like I said, you're just not certain if you could get by, because otherwise you would have. I think otherwise you would have with the sword and the 0 here. Let's pull advice. All right, can I have some advice on what should Virgos be doing in this situation where they're the shrimp and they have crabs out to get them? Do crabs even eat shrimp? I might have just made that up, but it felt like a monster coming to get you. The crab versus the shrimp. I'm not sure if they're biologically even related or if they even see each other. One might live somewhere and the other one might live somewhere else. So anyway, so we have the moon coming out. That's the advice. I might need more than that. The moon actually means a lot of things. The moon is your habits. The moon is your emotions. The moon is kind of like the things that you don't notice, like your own illusionary patterns, the things you don't notice about yourself a lot of times. I'm gonna need more cards. Okay, the Hermit. So, wow. So the Hermit with the moon. This is looking inwards at your own reason why you're still in this situation. Like, why are you putting yourself through this? And really analyzing your own emotions, really kind of laying it all out. It's like, are you going to run out of money? Is that something you can live with? Because the Empress, I feel like if you actually took a moment to unravel your own emotions, you would perhaps reprioritize. You would reprioritize because the priority should be your well-being, your health, right? If your health and well-being, the Empress, is your priority, is maintenance the priority? I mean, that's something you discover once you unpack all that, is you realize that just maintaining whatever you're maintaining isn't good enough, because the priority should actually be your good health. That's what this is saying. Oh, 7 of Swords. And staying where you are is self-sabotage. Staying where you are, or staying as a shrimp, living as the shrimp for the sake of like I said, not being certain if you can put food on the table, is self-sabotage. 7 of Swords. It's not just self-sabotage, but it's it's lying to yourself and self-sabotage, because you would end up being fine through whatever circumstance. Maybe you could get a loan. Maybe you just get another job right away. Maybe you just figure there's something presents itself. But the point is that the Tower is going to come to help you, because you have been self-sabotaging. And you needed to get out of that, because you need to realize that your priority should be your own health and well-being. That's the Empress. Let's see what we get out of the Oracle. Yeah, so. Anything else here for advice for Virgo? Anything else for advice for Virgo? Anything else for advice for Virgo? Something. Thought that was coming out. Hold on. All right. Anything else? Okay, that one definitely came out, and it's your card. It was kind of reversed. When it came out, but I put it face up. So anyway, just take that as you will. But let's pull a couple more cards here. Yeah, wow. Virgo is your health. It's also putting a focus on something specific. In this case, a lot of times Virgo focuses on themselves, their own health, their own body. And in this case, it is really bringing me back to health, because the cup. The cup is your emotional health, okay? Your emotional health. What brings you passion, which is also tied to your emotional health, right? If you're doing something you hate doing every day, you might end up, getting depressed, right? Or living under this circumstance where you have an overlord, you're eventually going to get you're going to feel shitty about yourself. It's going to affect your health, potentially even. That's what this is suggesting, is prioritizing your own health and well-being, again, and that is tied to your emotional health, your emotions. Your emotional health and well-being. It's tied to your passion and the things you like to do, the staff. And again, the bottom card is the Hammer, which is repair, which is health, which is what you need, because this situation is going to, again, I think it's going to eventually impact your health. Maybe it's already impacted your health. Maybe you haven't realized that it's impacted your health, but it probably has, because your emotions impact your health. And that's something that you're going to end up having to realize and prioritize as part of the Hermit card from before. Okay, that's it. Virgos, that's your reading. Thank you guys for being here. Don't forget to like the channels, follow the channel, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of these videos. I also have more videos at my Patreon site below, so check that out. Links are below on the video description. They're also on my profile page. So there you go. Thank you guys for being here. I'll see you next time.